Do you ever feel like something is holding you back? Like there's an invisible barrier between where you are and where you know you could be? Here's the truth, those barriers aren't external, they come from within. What if I told you that by stopping just 5 destructive habits, you could unlock your potential and build the life you've always dreamed of? This video will show you exactly how to do it. Welcome to Motivation for Success, where every video is your next step toward the life you deserve. Let's dive into the 5 habits you must stop today to transform your future. Self-doubt doesn't just slow you down, it brings everything to a screeching halt. It's the quiet, persistent voice whispering, "You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not ready." It robs you of opportunities before you even try, leaving you stuck in a loop of what-ifs and missed chances. Denzel Washington, an icon of resilience and wisdom, once said, "If you're going to fail, fail forward. Don't let fear stop you from trying." His words aren't just motivational, they're a lifeline for anyone held back by self-doubt. Let's get real for a second. How often do you let doubt control your decisions? How many dreams have you shelved because you convinced yourself they were out of reach? Here's the truth, every success story you admire, every person who has achieved greatness, started with a seed of doubt. The difference is they didn't water it. They didn't let it grow roots and take over their lives. Instead, they pushed through, deciding that their goals and potential were bigger than their fears. Right now, think about a time in your life when you doubted yourself but succeeded anyway. Maybe it was an exam you thought you'd fail but passed. Perhaps it was a job interview you felt unqualified for but aced. Or maybe it was something as simple as speaking up when your voice trembled but still being heard. Those moments prove one undeniable fact: the strength to overcome doubt is already inside you. You've done it before, and you can do it again. Doubt often disguises itself as caution, but it's just fear in a different outfit. It tells you to wait for the perfect moment, for the stars to align, for someone else to give you permission. But here's the hard truth, there is no perfect moment. The stars won't magically align, and the permission you're waiting for, you already have it. You give it to yourself every time you choose action over hesitation. So, how do you stop doubting yourself? Start by challenging those negative thoughts. When doubt creeps in and tells you, "You can't do this," don't just accept it. Ask yourself, why not? What evidence do I have that I'm not capable? More often than not, you'll realize that doubt is baseless, built on fear rather than fact. Replace it with reasons why you can succeed. For every "I can't," counter with a confident "I can," and "I will." Visualization is another powerful tool. Close your eyes and imagine yourself achieving that goal, whatever it is. See yourself crossing the finish line, nailing the presentation, or launching that dream project. Feel the pride, the joy, the sense of accomplishment. When you can vividly picture your success, it becomes harder for doubt to hold you back. Remember this, the world doesn't reward doubt, it rewards action. Each step you take, no matter how small, chips away at the barriers self-doubt tries to build. Take that first step today. Even if your voice shakes, even if your hands tremble, take the step. Action creates momentum, and momentum silences doubt. Now, let's turn this to you. What's one thing you've been putting off because doubt told you not to try? Write it down. Say it out loud. Share it in the comments below if you're ready to take accountability. Let this be the moment you commit to pushing past self-doubt and stepping into your potential. You are more capable than you give yourself credit for. The strength, the courage, the brilliance, it's all there, waiting for you to claim it. So stop doubting yourself. Start believing in the power you've always had. As Denzel Washington would say, don't let fear stop you from trying. Your dreams are waiting, go get them. Every time you compare your journey to someone else's, you rob yourself of joy. Think about that for a moment. Comparison doesn't just hurt, it steals. It takes away your peace, your pride in your progress, and your focus on what truly matters, your own growth. Denzel Washington captures this truth perfectly when he says, "Fall forward. Learn from your own journey. Success isn't measured by others but by your growth." In today's world, comparison feels unavoidable. Social media has turned it into an epidemic. Every swipe, every scroll, every perfectly filtered post seems to scream, "Look at how much better my life is." But here's the truth behind those glossy images: they're just a highlight reel. You're seeing curated moments, not the full story. You don't see the struggles, the doubts, the sleepless nights, or the tears shed behind the scenes. What you're looking at is a fragment, a polished snapshot that doesn't even come close to representing reality. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, "Why don't I have that?" or "Why am I not as successful as they are?" You're not alone, but here's something you need to understand: their journey is not your journey. Your story is unique, and it's unfolding exactly as it should. When you focus on someone else's path, you lose sight of your own. You miss the beauty, the growth, and the progress happening in your life. So how do you break free from the cycle of comparison? Start by shifting your focus inward. Ask yourself, am I better than I was yesterday? That's the only comparison that matters. Are you growing? Are you learning? Are you moving forward, even if it's just one small step at a time? If the answer is yes, you're winning. You're making progress, and that's what counts. Take a moment to reflect on your own achievements. Think about where you started and where you are now. Celebrate the victories, no matter how small they may seem. Did you overcome a challenge? Did you learn a new skill? Did you take a step toward a dream? Those moments are yours, and no one else's journey can take them away from you. Instead of letting someone else's success make you feel less than, let it inspire you. Use their journey as motivation, not as a measure of your own worth. Remember, the only race that matters is the one you're running against yourself. It's not about how fast you're going or how far you've come compared to others, it's about staying true to your path and making consistent progress. Here's a practical step: the next time you catch yourself scrolling through social media and feeling that pang of envy or inadequacy, pause. Put down your phone and reflect on something you're proud of. Better yet, write it down. Start a journal of gratitude and growth, where you document your wins and your progress. Over time, you'll see just how far you've come, and those comparisons will lose their power. Now it's your turn to take action. What's one way you can celebrate your own progress today? Is it acknowledging a recent accomplishment, no matter how small? Is it setting a goal for yourself that aligns with your unique journey? Share it in the comments below. Let this be a space where we lift each other up, not tear ourselves down with comparisons. Your journey is yours alone. It's messy, imperfect, and beautiful in its own way. Embrace it, honor it, and keep moving forward. As Denzel Washington reminds us, success isn't measured by others but by your growth. Stop comparing, start celebrating, and trust that you're exactly where you need to be. Your past doesn't define you, it's simply a chapter in your story, not the whole book. Think about that for a moment. Too often, we let past failures, regrets, and mistakes take center stage, consuming our thoughts and dictating our actions. But Denzel Washington offers a powerful reminder: you can't let your failures consume you. Failures are lessons. Use them to build your success. Carrying the weight of the past is like lugging around a bag full of rocks. Every regret, every mistake, every missed opportunity adds another heavy stone. You might not notice it at first, but over time, that weight slows you down, drains your energy, and leaves you stuck. The truth is, you can't move forward while clinging to what's already behind you. You can't change the past, but you can change how you respond to it. Think about what you're holding on to right now. Is it a mistake you made? A moment when you let someone down? A regret about something you didn't do? Now ask yourself, is carrying that burden helping you, or is it holding you back? Imagine what your life would look like if you let it go. Imagine waking up without that weight on your shoulders, feeling lighter, freer, and more vibrant. Letting go starts with forgiveness. Not just forgiving others, but forgiving yourself. Too often, we're our own harshest critics, replaying our missteps over and over in our minds. But here's the thing, forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, excusing, or pretending something didn't hurt. Forgiveness means freeing yourself from the chains of regret and resentment. It means deciding that your peace is more important than your pain. Denzel Washington's wisdom reminds us that failures aren't the end of the story, they're lessons. Every failure, every stumble, every closed door is teaching you something. Maybe it's resilience. Maybe it's patience. Maybe it's the clarity to choose a new path. When you shift your perspective, you'll see that the past isn't something to fear or regret, it's something to learn from. But how do you actually let go of the past? Start by acknowledging it. Don't bury it or pretend it didn't happen. Face it head on and take the lesson it offers. Then, make the conscious decision to move forward. This isn't always easy, but it's necessary. When you let go of what's behind you, you make room for what's ahead. Take a moment right now and think about the burdens you're carrying. What would happen if you set them down? What new opportunities could you pursue if you weren't weighed down by regret? Your best days aren't behind you, they're waiting for you. But you can't reach them while clinging to the past. Here's a challenge, think about one thing from your past that's been holding you back. Write it down. Then write a lesson you've learned from it. Once you've done that, let it go. Whether it's through writing, speaking it aloud, or symbolically releasing it, take a step toward freedom. The future is calling you, and it's brighter than you think. Your past doesn't define you, it prepares you. It equips you with the wisdom, strength, and perspective to tackle what's next. Let go of the rocks weighing you down and step boldly into the present. As Denzel said, failures are lessons. Use them to build your success. Your story is still being written, and the best chapters are yet to come. So stop living in the past, and start living for the possibilities that lie ahead. Share your thoughts below, what are you letting go of today? Let's inspire each other to move forward. Procrastination is where dreams go to die. Let that sink in for a moment. Every time you tell yourself, I'll do it later, or I'm waiting for the right time, you're placing your goals on hold and giving your fears a stronger foothold. Denzel Washington puts it plainly, without commitment, you'll never start. Without consistency, you'll never finish. How often have you caught yourself saying, I'll start tomorrow, or next week, I'll focus on it? Be honest with yourself, how many of those tomorrows have turned into weeks, months, or even years? The truth is, waiting for the perfect time is a trap. That perfect moment you're waiting for doesn't exist. Life is messy. There will always be distractions, challenges, and reasons to postpone. But success doesn't wait for ideal conditions. It's born from action taken in imperfect moments. So, what's holding you back right now? Is it fear of failure? Doubt in your abilities? Maybe it's perfectionism, the idea that if you can't do it flawlessly, you shouldn't do it at all. Whatever it is, it's time to confront it. These barriers aren't real, they're mental roadblocks you've built over time. And here's the good news, you have the power to tear them down. Think about your future self for a moment. Imagine where you could be a year from now if you started today. Picture the pride you'd feel, the progress you'd see, the opportunities you'd seize. Now flip that thought. Imagine looking back a year from now and realizing you're still in the same place because you waited for the right time. Which version of your future do you want to live? The key to overcoming procrastination is simple, take action, no matter how small. Don't underestimate the power of a single step. That first step creates momentum, and momentum turns into progress. Think of it like pushing a car, getting it to move might feel hard at first, but once it starts rolling, it becomes easier to keep going. Here's your challenge, pick one thing you've been putting off and do something, anything, to move it forward today. If it's starting a fitness journey, take a 10-minute walk. If it's writing a book, jot down the first idea. If it's launching a business, make a simple plan or research your first steps. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to start. Procrastination is often fueled by fear, but action is the antidote. The more you do, the more confident you become. And the more confident you become, the less fear controls you. Remember, success isn't about massive leaps, it's about consistent, small steps taken every single day. Denzel Washington's wisdom rings true here: without commitment, you'll never start. Without consistency, you'll never finish. Make the commitment today, and let consistency carry you forward. So ask yourself, what's the one thing you've been delaying that could change your life? What's stopping you from taking that first step right now? Don't let procrastination steal another moment of your potential. Write your goal in the comments below and share the first action you'll take today. Your future self will thank you for choosing action over delay, courage over fear, and progress over perfection. The time is now. Stop procrastinating and start building the life you've been dreaming of. It's waiting for you to take the first step. Do you live for the applause of others or for the fulfillment of your own growth? This is a question that cuts straight to the heart of how you approach your life and decisions. Are you chasing validation from others, or are you driven by your personal purpose? Denzel Washington, a beacon of wisdom, once said, "Don't aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference." Those words hold a powerful truth: approval is fleeting, but purpose is eternal. Too often, we allow the fear of judgment to shape our actions. We hesitate, second-guess, and hold ourselves back, waiting for someone to validate our worth or give us permission to move forward. But here's the hard truth: no one else can live your life for you. No one else can see the depth of your dreams or understand your vision as clearly as you do. Waiting for approval is like standing still while your aspirations race ahead without you. Take a moment to reflect. How many decisions have you put on hold because you feared what others might think? Maybe you didn't pursue a passion because it wasn't practical in someone else's eyes. Perhaps you stayed silent when you wanted to speak out because you worried about criticism. These moments of hesitation don't just steal your confidence, they steal your authenticity. Here's what you need to remember: your worth isn't tied to anyone else's opinion. It's defined by the values you live by, the goals you pursue, and the difference you make. Chasing approval is a losing game because people's opinions are fickle, and their applause fades. But when you build your life around your purpose, you create something lasting, something no one can take away. So how do you break free from the need for approval? Start by trusting yourself. Believe in your abilities, your instincts, and your vision. You don't need validation to take the first step. You don't need anyone's permission to follow your dreams. When you act with authenticity and integrity, the right people will recognize and respect you, not because you sought their approval, but because you earned their admiration by staying true to yourself. Denzel Washington's words remind us of this deeper truth: don't aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference. Focusing on making a difference shifts your energy away from seeking validation and toward living a meaningful life. When you prioritize purpose over approval, you align yourself with something much bigger than the fleeting opinions of others. Think about your mission in life. What drives you? What makes you feel alive and fulfilled? That's where your focus should be. You weren't put on this earth to live someone else's dream or meet their expectations. You're here to create, grow, and leave your unique mark. Here's a challenge for you: think about an area of your life where you've been holding back because you're worried about what others might think. Write it down. Now, make a plan to take one bold step toward living authentically in that area. Whether it's pursuing a dream, speaking your truth, or letting go of a toxic influence, choose to honor your purpose over seeking approval. Remember, your mission isn't to please everyone, it's to live a life that aligns with your values and aspirations. The right people will support you, and the rest don't matter. Stop waiting for applause, and start moving toward the satisfaction of living a life that's truly yours. Your story is still being written, and you hold the pen. Write boldly, live authentically, and chase purpose over validation. Share in the comments below, what's one way you're choosing purpose over approval today? Let's inspire each other to live fearlessly. Now, it's your turn to take action. Reflect for a moment, which of these habits has been holding you back the most? Is it self-doubt whispering that you're not enough? The comparison trap stealing your joy? The weight of the past anchoring you in place? Or perhaps procrastination has been standing between you and your dreams? Whatever it is, you have the power to change it. Take a deep breath, and share your story in the comments below. Let this be the moment you decide to turn the page and write a new chapter, one where you take control, overcome the barriers, and step fully into the person you're meant to be. If this video spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss another dose of motivation. Give this video a like to show you're ready to make a change, and share it with someone who needs to hear these words today. You never know, your share could be the spark that lights someone else's fire for growth and transformation. Remember, progress doesn't happen overnight, but every small step forward brings you closer to the life you're meant to live. It's not about perfection, it's about commitment. And every time you choose to grow, you're honoring your potential. Thank you for being part of this journey with Motivation for Success. You're not just a viewer, you're part of a community that believes in chasing dreams, breaking barriers, and living life with purpose. Stay motivated, stay inspired, and above all, keep moving forward. Your future is brighter than you imagine, and it's waiting for you to claim it. Until next time, let's keep pushing toward greatness, together.